Hello and welcome to Community Dissection. This week we are dissecting the Kajabi community and specifically their Creator Challenge 2023. My name is Bri Leever. I am the founder at Ember and I'm a community architect. And with me today we have Jeremie Gluckman. Jeremie, you want to say hi so your video switches over?
Oh, okay. Hello. Great to be here. Thanks for the platform. And I just always love catching up with you, Bri. It's very fun.
Yeah, awesome. So Jeremie's back with us for another episode, which is awesome. And to give a little bit of background, so Kajabi is one of the main platforms that people use to create courses. So if you think about the spectrum of different types of communities that people are building, people who are building in a Kajabi community probably have a course. They probably are figuring out how to turn their audience into a community. And they're also trying to figure out how do they monetize more of a membership or expand on their current offering, which is their course. So because I've built several communities in Circle, I get this question often from people wondering, they've built a course in Kajabi. Because Kajabi was kind of late to the game with getting a community product up and running, they come to me and they're like, should we have our course on Kajabi and then should we have our community in Circle? Or do you think the Kajabi community product now is good enough that we should just do it all in one? So I haven't tinkered around enough to have a good answer for that. So I'm really excited to dive into this. I did in a little bit of my research. I found that this Kajabi community product, I think they acquired Vibely. So now it's called Kajabi Community, but it was Vibely. And certainly it's a robust platform. So I'm excited to kind of dig in a little bit and get our analysis of our experience being people who know nothing. I haven't built a course in Kajabi, but I have built communities. And so I'm excited to dive in with you, Jeremie.
Yeah, no, this topic is specifically interesting to also what I'm navigating in my day-to-day. I'm working at a mid-sized B2B software company. And right when you're working in the environment that I'm in, there's always kind of a customer education offering and then a community offering. And then, your help docs and your materials related to your the product that the customers are using or people are trying to leverage. And I've been thinking about this a lot, like what would be a good model? I mean, independent, we don't use Kajabi, like there are other like B2B LMS tools. But should you adopt like an evergreen course model where people are self-serving the content and then maybe hosting office hours and that's the community piece? Or do you have like cohort-based courses where there's like a live instructor and is there a community element or a discussion element? So what's happening async? Fundamentally, you're trying to figure out how do you get people together to learn, because usually you learn by doing. So I'm thinking about this a lot too in my day job, and generally, I know it's also really popular for individuals to create courses and monetize them. And then the community can be even, a add-on that you purchase. Like you could just take the course, or you could anyway, I'm just on a whole different
exactly.
theoretical area, but let's dive into the tactical stuff because I'm just interested in this topic is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And shout out to the person who actually brought this to my attention in the first place is Albert Wong. He connected with me on Circle to help to see if we could dissect this a little bit. So let's get started. So, okay, I'm going to share my screen here in just a moment. All right. So here I have a couple notes. So I just, actually, you know what? I found this community because Albert sent me the link, but I'm actually curious. Kajabi Creator Challenge community. Let's see if it actually, I don't know exactly how he found out about it. Promotional offer, Kajabi Creator Challenge. So honestly, this, I guess, I am a little bit, because I kind of fell into this community, I'm not totally sure how. It seems like this would be something that you would be prompted to join if you are already a Kajabi customer. So I think I kind of came in a little bit of a backdoor because Albert helped me out. But it doesn't look like this is something that's just like, and it's not evergreen. So that is something that's interesting about this challenge is it appears to be, when I joined it, this is like kind of the main, this is just like what it takes me to. And it seems like time-based, so more of a cohort situation. And it challenge to me implies that it's not going to just live on forever as evergreen content. So it seems like a way that they're getting people exposed to the community product and also like activating people on, I'm guessing it's creating their community. So we're gonna find out.
Well, I'm curious, is there a Kajabi community?
That's a great question. Kajabi community.
It's a little meta, but like, yeah, in theory, I
Yeah,
guess
right.
Kajabi users.
There's, okay, here we go.
Oh, because Kajabi
build-
sells a community solution, kind of like how Zendesk
Right.
launched a community solution, or
Exactly.
like WhatsApp now has communities and
Exactly. So this is that's what this, I'm assuming that's what this creator challenge is using the Kajabi community solution, product, whatever we want to call it.
ooh, lots of
Okay, well, we'll come back to this because we're not going to dissect the Kajabi community at large today. I want to focus in on this creator challenge,
Okay,
but
cool.
I think this will still give us this a good feel for what Kajabi has to offer. So, okay, so a couple things that are interesting here. There's not really a left-hand sidebar like there is in like traditional thread style or like conversation heavy platforms. There are these three different tabs up at the top, which seem to be the main different areas. So challenges, and this is where I see a breakdown of different weeks. So
I get so not to cut you off.
Yeah, go for it.
But for me, the word challenge, I always feel so conflicted about. I used to use Influitive like every day, and their whole platform is like you create these challenges that then your community members complete, and they're kind of like marketing advocacy activities. And I don't know,
Right.
something about the word challenge, like I don't want something to be challenging.
Yeah, that's the challenge. I know. Well, what's a little confusing to me here is that this whole community seems to be called the Creator Challenge, but then there's like challenges within the challenge. So I think maybe I feel a little unclear as like am I taking like little steps or accepting little challenges, or is this whole thing the challenge, or is it both? I think there's I feel like a little bit confused as a user coming in here who doesn't fully have and there's pre-challenges.
I just see the word challenge so many times, and I'm like, I'm not trying to face adversity.
I don't want to do hard things. I'm not trying to overcome anything.
I thought the word challenge was canceled and you had to use opportunities.
Oh my gosh, that's a great call out. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, well, let's let's bear with it. We're in the challenge. We're in the pre-challenge, week 1 homework. So what's interesting about this is, so I like this like as an easy intro to the community. You know, you join, you're like, I don't really know what this is all about. So it's like record a video and share with us one example of a time where you were able to help someone with your skills, talents, or knowledge. So love this. And it seems like they have a ton of posts, which is amazing. So I would say that's like something that they're doing right.
That's
I
really
think
fun. Yeah.
I'm just assuming, because again, I came into this, I would still love a place where you tell me like, what is this thing? How does it work? Like, what's the rhythm? What's my involvement? Like, I'm not seeing any sort of get started situation. Like the welcome series here starts with homework. Like, and I get a little bit confused as to the order of these, right? Because it's like, so up at the top, and I've clearly like, I think this would be a different experience if you joined it more sequentially with like when it kicks off. But I've been getting emails that are like, it's not too late to go in and like go through the challenge. But I get kind of confused, like, okay, I guess I have to scroll. I guess we start at the bottom, but then do I start at for each section? I don't know. Maybe this is intuitive for other people, but for me, I'm just a little confused. And I wish there
Well,
was
and
like
I
an
wonder
intro
too,
post.
because
Yeah, go ahead.
you were looped in by a friend who's familiar with
Mhm.
this initiative, you might just be missing context. Maybe
Yeah.
the folks who joined this 2023 challenge are part of an ambassador program or a creator program. I would
Mhm.
assume that they're all creating courses in Kajabi and got like maybe individual invites to join this,
Yeah.
and they're just more familiar with the culture, how Kajabi works.
Yeah.
So as outsiders
Mhm.
looking in, we might not be the appropriate audience.
True, true. I will say, like, even if I have that background information, I still think that's helpful to reiterate in your community, because
Mm.
even if like I got the email invite that says like, hey, you're building a Kajabi course and you're interested in learning how to create like a Kajabi community alongside of your course. Um, I feel like I still would want something reiterated here, especially with a challenge structure where they're saying, like, just an overview of like, hey, on Tuesdays, we're going to have a live workshop and then your homework will be posted in challenges. Like, I still think it just leaves a little bit to be, there's just, even with that information, I think I'm still confused about how I'm supposed to engage in this. Does that make sense?
Yeah. This also reminds me of Facebook groups that I've joined. Like I did
Mm,
the Meta Certified Community Manager course, and
mm,
alongside the course, they had a Facebook group that they set up with like structured prompts and different live videos and stuff that you could follow along as you were studying for the exam.
yeah.
But similarly, in this experience, yeah, if it's a time-bound thing and you're headed towards a goal, like where are you at in the journey? If you're just getting
Yes.
started, where do you look? Do you do the challenge that's like final? I don't think final is where you want to start, right? And it's not very clear. And similarly, on Facebook, the way they built it out for that certification, I would just go to the Facebook group and be instantly overwhelmed
Right.
and get a lot of messages and not know where to start.
Right. Right. That is, yes, like a little note that's like, hey, if you're just joining us now, here's where to get started, or like, here's an overview of how this works.
Mhm.
This is interesting. Final challenge, final again, the challenge. Oh my gosh. Join the Kajabi hero community. Okay, so I do see this as like, this is like
Oh,
a time bound initiative to get people onboarded into this greater, I'm guessing this is their greater Kajabi community. What's fascinating is that the community is hosted on Facebook.
well, and look, there's a banner up there. It looks like they're graduating as we speak.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
We made it
Okay,
for
wait,
their
let's do this announcement.
graduation.
Don't, I didn't do any content, but I could still attend graduation. So funny. Wait, what is coming? Wait, here live. Okay, there's
Ooh,
so much going on here. If they have a Kajabi community solution, why are they putting their their longstanding community in Facebook? Very, very insightful community. I have so many questions. Okay. Let's go
Oh,
back
and like,
to
so I guess the challenge is to then share a screenshot of the Facebook community with proof that you joined. So it looks
oh,
like, and I wonder if they get like, so this is how Influitive worked when I used the tool. You
uh-huh.
would get points for completing
Yeah.
the challenges, and then you
Okay.
could redeem the points for like gifts.
Okay.
Wonder if there's like, as you go through the course, you get, oh, look, there's a leaderboard. Called it. There's totally gamification.
There it is. Okay, so let's see here.
So I wonder if they can redeem their points for like Kajabi swag or something.
Oh, interesting. All-time monthly. Yeah, I do. So this is one I'm so glad you called out the leaderboard, because this is one I noticed that I was like, I really do like this gamification layer that's just provided automatically on this platform. I think that's really fun.
But again, it's missing the context. So it's like, how do I move up on the leaderboard? If I complete all these challenging challenges that are nested in other challenges that then take you to a Facebook group, what do
Totally.
I get? Like, what's the point?
Yes, I'm missing all, and this is like my biggest pet peeve with gamification is when it's just like sort of this mysterious, like if I see the leaderboard and I'm like, oh, so motivated. I want to like be the best person in this community. I want Attila's spot. This doesn't tell me any which way how I can go about doing that. Like I can guess, like maybe he's getting points. He's probably getting points because he's like posting. So maybe I should just get started and like post a lot and comment a lot, but it doesn't give you any of that. When it's not transparent how you rise to the top in the leaderboard, I think it's so demotivating, unmotivating. Is that the right word?
Yeah, it's also a little confusing.
Yeah, yeah. So let's pop over. I want to explore some of these other tabs up here. So we have live room recordings, live Q&A, and then
Ooh.
these are this is their library of meetups. Okay, so we have a session kickoff, week 1 live session, week 2. Okay, cool. So I guess, just like this is a really tiny detail, but what I would recommend, like once one of those live sessions has happened, in the actual challenge here itself, linking to, and
What
maybe
happens
they
if you join a challenge that's in the past?
well, these, like oh,
Wow, you
okay, you
joined.
click join and then you can just click complete. Winner, prize, live audit with Ellen. Okay, fun.
So you do get prizes. I
You
also
do get
called it.
prizes. Okay, so post your course outline. See, but this is like, so I have to go to meetups. I'd have to watch week 1 and then I'd come over here. I just wish it was a little bit, it's just like, it feels like a clunky experience for someone. Maybe again, if you're in the actual time bound, like in the right timeline, because I'm coming in and trying to like catch up here.
And
But it doesn't seem like a whole lot of extra work to say, hey, for week 1, first watch our live session, then post your homework.
And
Like,
look, there's a replays section. So I think all the replays of the meetups are in the replays section. And in
which
theory,
is,
you could watch the replays and then go to the homework challenges.
yes. But you could just add a couple links to make it a little less challenging to find. But here's what's also confusing to me. How are the meetups different than the replays?
I think
Because
it's the same. And it's funny because the replays are all on YouTube.
yeah.
So you could go to YouTube and comment there too if you want.
Session 1 replay. Okay, so I guess what probably happens here is that before the meetups happened, they were just listed as like events that you could RSVP to here. That's what I'm guessing. And then it just automatically posts this replay here anyways. But
Under
then
the replays tab, yeah. All the replays are under the replays tab.
And and you're totally right, because here, when I click into this, for example, it takes me to the original Zoom link. It doesn't actually take me to the replay. So this is
It looks like some of the meetups have a networking feature.
Yeah.
Some of the meetups have a replay feature.
Okay, interesting. So here's like just a platform critique that I would have is like the like flow from content or like a live event to longstanding content feels a little bit broken. Like what I would say that the ideal version of this would be once the event has passed, that invitation, you're able to transform it into the like card style, like house the link to the recorded event. Not like we don't need to see the Zoom link to the event that passed 2 weeks ago. Yeah, go ahead.
The Kajabi live Q&A, because it was a live room hosted within the platform, it looks like the
Yeah.
recording is at the top of the page.
Is it? Wait, where?
If you go back
Here?
to meetups.
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
Live.
the live Q&A recording is on the same page, but all the others, because they hosted them on Zoom, they probably had to export a recording, upload them to YouTube, and then create this replays tab.
Got it. So they do have live rooms. Live rooms get posted here, but replays get posted. See, it's just kind of, it's very clunky to me. Like that's confusing to me. Like sometimes.
Well, and I know I cut you off. You were going to the Creator Challenge graduation event.
Oh, was I? Oh, no, I was just making the point that like once the event's passed, we don't need to see the Zoom link. We don't need to like, this is just and in general, I haven't found a platform that has this robust of features around their event management in general. Like, I think there's a severe gap for these community platforms around making the transition from past events or like upcoming events to past events a lot more seamless.
When I feel like it's because platforms don't want to invest. Like, would Kajabi want to build their own version of Zoom? I don't think so, right?
Well, but it seems like they have already. This like live room was like
true.
hosted in Kajabi. So that's less of, and regardless of whether it's streamed directly in the platform, like when I'm coming to, there's like two different like use cases, someone coming to an event that hasn't happened yet. So there are certain things that they need from the product and the feature in that moment. If they've missed the event, we need to be a lot better about making it really easy for them to find the recording. And so it's just a different need, but I haven't found a platform that's absolutely nailing it, if I'm being totally honest. This, I think, is very far from nailing it. But I haven't found anyone who's doing it well.
I think we're slowly putting the pieces together and getting like heads and tails of all of it. But we are like a good like 15, 20 minutes in to trying to participate in this challenge. Like I think most people would have given up or needed like an onboarding call, which I'm assuming happened because this is like a time bound. Like,
and they had that kickoff. Yeah. So I think there's definitely something to be said. If you were participating in the timeline that they instructed, you probably would get a little bit more support. But being someone but they certainly have in through email told me like, go back through and like there's still time, but they have not made it a super easy process to do that.
Because you enrolled in the challenge.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah. So what's interesting too is that just a note about the platform itself. There's no like I keep trying to click on like, okay, Kajabi has a profile. Like I keep trying to click like what's like the home page, like you know what I mean? Like where's the like land, like where do I'm just like, what is this thing? How does it work? Where am I? Why am I here? Like, and I understand I might have more context for that if I'm not me personally, but these other people. But I just still think that's a huge miss in community, like giving just a landing page, or there's just nothing over here. So as a creator, if I was trying to build a community in here, this would be frankly like really difficult to create clear communication and messaging to my members about what it is they're participating in and how, and like giving them an introductory tour of the space. I just find this whole space, which I normally just intuitively go to like give me those things, it leaves me so lacking.
Yeah, I think what I would do is I would just replace the visual, like welcome to the creator challenge to get started, and like create just like a JPEG file and then upload it there of like, to get started, go to this tab and like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be a good workaround. Yeah, or like it's interesting that the social links are so prominent here for Kajabi.
Yeah.
Like it just seems like this feels like such prime real estate. And it's like, am I coming to the creator challenge with Kajabi to learn how to follow them on Instagram? Like it just seems like such an odd place to have like prime real estate take
Yeah.
up like at
They're
the point that
everywhere.
I'm joining this challenge, I probably am following you along on like all the mediums. I don't know. It's funny.
Oh, and look, there are circles, which I hadn't realized, and then there are exclusive communities. And it looks like you can search the circles.
Okay, what should we, oh, wait.
I don't know what a circle is, and I don't know what an exclusive community is.
Well, it says circle, but then it says search for messages.
Oh, so maybe a group chat is a circle?
That is so confusing. So here, I'll just click into the networking hub.
Ooh, popular posts.
Okay, so here is oh, this is just like a conversation thread. This is like our general conversation.
Oh, and it is searchable as well, and there are meetups associated with it.
Oh, where is that? Okay, graduation event. Okay, wait, so there's also, okay, here we go.
I feel
So
like with community, people's brains just explode and they don't know, like, it's just people just don't know.
this is really confusing. Okay, wait, so there's also, this event hasn't happened. All of these events have happened, but that is like, I'm only now putting that together, which I guess like a normal person could like look at the dates here, but I'm like, that's just so confusing. I don't like this event feature in here. I don't think it's intuitive. And I don't think it's just because I'm a dummy. I really think that I'm pretty average with most people.
You would have needed an orientation to understand what's going on for sure.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait, here we go. Information. Welcome to the Creator Challenge Community Networking Hub. What a title. Use this space to connect with fellow creators, entrepreneurs, and experts to share ideas, learn from each other, and grow together. Remember, the more engaged you are in this community. Okay, thank you. I've been looking for this information. I'll get the conversation started. Okay.
I love that. That was a really fun message.
This is like all of the context. This is just this little bit is what I've been looking for, but why did it take all of this work to find?
If you could get that message like on the main page when you join, that would be amazing.
Yes. And like a little bit more detail even, you could say. But this, and it's also just confusing, like circles. Okay, so here's the thing about world building in online community spaces. I actually am a huge proponent of world building, but not with like abstract language. So if it's like, I'm totally fine if you want to call this like the living room or like the coffee table, I don't know, or whatever, like kind of real life thing you want to bring in. But when you use another abstract, like a more abstract term to describe something that's like very tangible, like conversation or like get to know other members or like chat. It's just why, what does this add? There's no world building element. This doesn't make me feel like, oh, this is so special and unique. Like circles is like also very generic, but it's also just it just adds confusion, but it doesn't actually give me, okay, that's.
And to your point earlier about how you learned about, like my thought too, is it like an integration with Circle, the like community forum provider? Or is it
I don't know.
feature? Is it,
Yeah.
why is it circles and then search?
Yes. But then search for messages. Maybe let's see if I can direct message people. Kajabi Joe. He seems to know what's up.
Oh yeah, there's a little paper plane up there.
Ooh, accomplishments. Okay, this is fun. Real friend. How do you become a real friend? Wait.
You're so close. You're getting warmer. You can message him with the paper plane, I think.
There we go. Oh yeah, I just got distracted by the badges.
Oh.
I forgot why they came in there. Okay.
So now you're in a circle together.
We're in a circle together. Where will this show up? Hi, Joe. I'm just gonna.
So now if you search your circles and you search Joe, it'll probably show that conversation.
Wait, but it's not gonna show up below circles. Oh,
Oh, these are all the chats with Joe, probably in your exclusive communities.
where did you're tracking with this way better than I am. You are tracking with this way better than I am, Jeremy. Where did my conversation? Okay, so here's my conversation with Joe, but I'm like, where does that live now?
How do you
Search
message Joe again?
Oh, how do I find it? Okay. I don't even.
It's interesting.
Interesting. Okay. We could like keep diving in and trying to understand this. I would say overall, this is like a pipeline. It seems like a community initiative. This challenge itself seems like a community initiative at the beginning of the year to bring in a pipeline into their larger community, which I have a lot of questions about. Maybe we can do a follow-up and dissect this community, because if Kajabi is using this community, like if they're supporting this community product, why would they then host their community in a different platform?
Facebook, of all platforms too, Facebook, like you don't own any of that information or.
No, it's so I have a lot of questions about that. I will say, like, I'm impressed by the level of engagement that we see in the challenges. And I think having a time-bound challenge was really smart and strategic on their end. I think this whole experience in general requires a lot of effort to get the clarity that you need to even want to participate, should you have the desire to overcome a lot of adversity in these challenges.
I mean, the name says it all. It's a challenge.
Oh, Jeremy, you're killing me with like the zingers today. I seriously can't. Let me see if there is any other leaderboard. Where do you have any other like kind of final insights into this community or our experience as we've dissected it today?
Well, I'd say on a personal level, I'm really interested in this idea of, like I said, when we kick this off, like, how could I get my expertise out there at scale? And then how can I build my own personal community of people who are interested in my point of view and perspective? So actually, this was really helpful for me to look at these tools and see a little bit more about what's out there. I'd say with this creator challenge specifically, I'd be curious to speak to the creators of the challenge. There it goes again. Those words could be used in so many different iterations, but yeah, I really like the challenge. I can't stop, no pun intended. I really like the challenge of how do you guide your users on a journey with you to become and have a distinct status out in the world as like and I forget how they called it, but these are now, because they completed this series of tasks, they are now Kajabi, forget what the program was called. Heroes. Yeah. So I wonder if they run these quarterly, if they run these monthly. Are they constantly taking Kajabi course creators through this heroes training or heroes challenge? I'm just left with so many more questions. Like, what is the strategy here? And like you said, I think it's almost like the people and technology, the people and conversations matter more. And they have that right. Like the engagement levels in there were really good. And it seemed like people were having great conversations and a good time. And if they get that right, like it's almost like the technology and the experience can come second. So I think they have a lot going for them.
That's a really great point. Yeah. And if anybody from the Creator Challenge Kajabi team is watching this, know that we as community builders absolutely know that there's so many factors behind the scenes that we don't get to take into account when we come in and just get to judge from our almighty positions on your community. So we hope you take this with a grain of, with the spirit of curiosity that we intend it to. But yeah, I think you're exactly right. The engagement and like responsiveness from the community is a really great sign. At the end of the day, I would rather have a community that's actively participating and reflecting on the challenges than I would have a platform that's like meticulously set up with all of the features that I need. Like that means nothing if people aren't actually engaging and using it. And I think that engagement only stands to improve more with some of these like actual product features getting better and better.
Yeah, it's already super robust. So I'm going to look into this more.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Jeremie. And we hope you all enjoyed this episode. Catch us next week and we'll see you around.
Bye.